All right. Good afternoon. It's the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I am your host. Excuse me, pardon me. Let me clear my throat. Kind of Glen O style. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. Robert, good afternoon. Good afternoon. I don't know what's happening here, but good afternoon. I'll say it now, but I'll say it again. This is going to be a short show. I might be here for an hour. Sierra. I might be here for an hour. What happened to Glen O? He passed away. Glen O was a much older gentleman. He passed away some years ago. Tony, hey, what's up? What's up? Sean, what's up? This is Carolyn. Hi. Good afternoon. My Osha. How you doing? We got Lady K in the house. Yo, Angela. How you doing? We have Ross in the house. How you doing? All right. This is going to be a short show. I'm going to say it a couple more times as people come in. I'm out of here probably at around 4, maybe a little earlier. I have a guy that I know who does lighting for AEW wrestling. Hit me up. So, hey, you know what I'm saying? You need some tickets. You know we up in Dayton. I had no idea they were up in Dayton today. But yeah, they're up in Dayton. He was like, hey, if you wanna come, I got some tickets for you. And as a matter of fact, if you want to, and I can swing it, then I'll even give you a tour backstage so you can see all of the backstage goings on. And I'm like, I love that. Look, I would rather not see the show and see what's going on backstage than to see the show. So, you got me with, hey, you can come backstage and go in the production truck. Love the production truck. I love everything about production. All of the backstage dealings. Love it. So, yeah, we heading out. Me and Mrs. Livingston, we heading out. Maybe my girl Jade Cargill gonna be there. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. When I told Mrs. Livingston, your little girlfriend gonna be there. So I don't know that woman gonna be there. Who am I to know whether or not the woman gonna be there? I'm not looking at her anyway, baby. I'm looking at you. It's true. She likes to pick with me. It's okay. But so yeah, we'll be leaving here early. And tomorrow I will not be here at all. Because somebody else who I know was like, hey, the Lakers is gonna be playing the Pacers tomorrow. You want to go? And I'm like, they're like, well, LeBron, and I'm like, I don't like LeBron. Like, I don't care about LeBron. But this person loves LeBron. It's like, I got an extra ticket for you if you want to go. I've never been to an NBA game. So I was like, sure. Yeah, I'll go. I'll check out the Lakers. I'll root against LeBron. So I think I can get us a picture with LeBron. I said, get you a picture with LeBron. I don't want a picture with LeBron. But if you get a picture with LeBron, I'll take the picture. That's fine with me. I'll take the picture. But, I'm not going to be in a picture with LeBron James. I don't like the guy. I just don't. Even if I did, I'm not a big, hey, let me take a picture with you type of guy. That's not who I am. So if he gets a picture, he and his son, if they get a picture, I'll take the picture for them. But I have no desire to be in a picture with LeBron James. But yeah, I've never been to an NBA game. You got to go all the way to Indiana and then come all the way back. So, I won't be doing the show tomorrow. But I will be back on Friday. Now, it's not really, I'm not really turning into that. But, I mean, somebody hits you up. Like somebody said something about Beyonce. If you had a friend that, let's say, was running monitors for Beyonce's show, and Beyonce was going to be here at, I don't know, where did she do? Like Great American Ballpark last time. And they call you like, hey, tomorrow we're going to be in Cincinnati. Beyonce doing this show. I can leave you some tickets at will call. And then maybe, let you go backstage and check everything out. Some of y'all might not be into that. Wouldn't you be like, sure, I'd love to go? Well, that's me. That's all I'm saying. A picture with the top 3 NBA player all time. You better get that. Nah, I'll pass. What, I need a picture? I don't know him. Look, honestly, I don't understand taking pictures with people that you don't know. What does the picture say? Ooh, I met this person. So? I've met a lot of famous people, and they just people. Ooh, see me standing next to this guy? And? So and I'm not against it if you do it. I'm not against it if you do it. If you like it, I'm not against it. Just for me, it says nothing. It says for a couple of moments, maybe not even a full minute, I stood next to this guy and looked at a camera at the same time he was looking at the camera, and somebody took the picture. I might have shook his hand. What, he gonna sign something for me? Ooh, he signed this. It's only beneficial to me if it's something of value that I could maybe sell later at a huge markup. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, it's a picture with some dude that I don't know. To me, it's the same as going downtown, standing on the square and stopping some random person like, take this picture with me, and then showing it to people like, look who I took a picture with. Do you know him? No, but I stood next to him once. It does nothing for me. So but again, I'm not against it. If you do it, more power to you, and I hope it makes you feel good about yourself or about that person or about that experience or whatever. I'm not against it. I was listening to Al Sharpton as I was driving in from work. I do have a job. Somebody tell me, you ain't got no job. I got a job. As I was driving in from work, I was listening to Al Sharpton. I'm not sure who the gentleman who's on with Al Sharpton. I'm not sure who the gentleman is who was on with Al Sharpton, but he was talking about making changes in society. And, of course, talking about policing and all of that kind of stuff. And he was making a point, which, at first I wasn't with him. At first I was like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Okay, yeah, we out here. People are out here. People are fighting to make changes. And, you'll make some small changes here and there, maybe. But you're not really going to make no changes. Ain't nothing going to change. They not going to stop. Police ain't going to stop. And again, I had to keep reiterating, I'm not talking about every police officer, because it's not every police officer. But when you look at the system of policing that we have, that whole system is a part of it, even if every single individual don't wholeheartedly endorse it. All right. So anyway, I'm like, we ain't ever going to stop police from abusing citizens. And this guy was saying, why we can't make a dent? Because we no longer have the mindset of the civil rights struggle. I'm not saying I agree with everything he said, but just hear me out. He was saying we no longer have the mindset of the civil rights struggle. Like, they were doing what they were doing because they honestly believed they could make change. That's what he said. They honestly believed it. He said, and we're all defeated. It's like, ain't nothing gonna change. Ain't nothing gonna change. This ain't never gonna stop. That ain't never gonna stop. And he said, a part of why nothing will change is because you don't believe that you will change it. But if you will just believe that it can change, if you believe that you out there fighting for something that really can make a difference, it does something to you. He said it feeds you. It's harder to give up when you actually believe you can see change. If you just out there fighting and you like, we ain't gonna never win, but I'm still fighting. We ain't gonna never win. You don't even really give 100%. But when you really believe, you know what? We can change this. If we fight hard enough, if we don't give up, if we find the right tactic at the right time and do it with the right people, and if we do that, he's like, it invigorates you. So we need to stop believing and stop saying, ain't nothing gonna change. Stop believing and stop saying, police ain't gonna never stop doing this. And believe you can do it. Believe that you can make a difference. Believe that we can have a policing system that doesn't abuse people, that's fair and just. Like, I know that's hard. I know that's difficult. God, I think being defeatist is built into me a little bit. But when I was thinking about what he was saying, I'm like, that is true to a degree, at least for me. When I'm doing something and I'm like, this ain't gonna work. Like, I know it ain't gonna work. I don't even know why I'm doing this. It ain't gonna work, but I do it. I don't have that same energy. But when I really believe I can do it, and even when things are looking horrible, and I'm like, no, I can do this. The worse it looks, the more excited I get and the harder I work because I really believe I can do it. So I agree with what he was saying. I agree with what he was saying. And I'm going to do my best to change my mindset, to change the things that I say, and, maybe to help inspire other people to at least attempt to believe what I'm attempting to believe. Now, being honest, I don't believe it yet. I don't believe it yet. I always try. I've never, want to lie to y'all. I'm attempting to believe, but for me, that starts with just trying to change my mindset and change the things that I say, change the way I process. Can I tell you something else I think should be changed? I'm hearing too many, at least for me, for my taste, I'm hearing too many black people talk bad about black people. Now, this ain't new. This ain't new, but I just keep hearing it. And I keep hearing, look, I understand where people are coming from when they say it. I do. But I think we got to change that. People have to change even the words that they speak. When I heard a number of people talking about this game, Taft, and whoever they play, and talking about the fact that they only letting parents and all that kind of stuff come to the game. Certain amount of parents. It's kind of a messed up situation when you really think about it. And I heard people saying, boy, we really hate each other. Man, we really hate each other. Black people, we really hate each other. Oh, black people, we really hate each other. And I'm like, stop. Because I know some of the people who were saying it, you black and you don't hate black people. And y'all remember how I was talking about we with the Bengals not too long ago, a couple days ago? I was talking about we. And who is we? You're not a part of the team. You're not a part of we. Well, in this case, you are a part of the team. In this case, you are a part of we. And if you're a part of we, and you're saying we hate ourselves, Aren't you saying you hate black people too? Well, we, but not me. No, it's not. No. You said we. You're part of the team. Imagine Joe Burrow getting up, having a press conference, saying, we don't stand a chance of winning this game. We suck. We suck. Everybody would be like, what? What is he talking about? And then he'd be like, well, I don't mean me. I mean, some of us. But you said we. You said we not gonna win. You said we suck. You said we not good. You said we don't stand a chance. And you're a part of the team. So I want us, this is what I want. You might want something different. I want us to watch the way that we think and the things that we say, because we are not the only ones listening. That's part of the reason. We're not the only ones listening. So I don't care what they think about us. But it kind of matters to a degree. It matters. If they are looking at us and we're talking about how bad we are, then when they start talking about how bad we are and we're like, oh, no, don't say that about us. Hold on, I'll just listen to y'all. Y'all said that about y'all. How you gonna be mad at me for saying what you said? You said black people hate black people. So when I stand up and say black people hate black people, you gonna tell me I'm wrong? Little things like some. And especially for me, because I genuinely believe it is the extreme minority that gets all the attention. I think it's by design. I think we've adopted some of that, but it's by design that you can have, think about this. You can have, how many people go to a bingo game? How many people go to a bingo game? I don't know how many people that fit. What, 60,000-ish? 60,000 people at a bingo game. Just imagine if one fight break out and the media is like, the Bengals fans were fighting, and you're like, wait a minute, it was one fight. It was one fight. What are you talking about? There are animals down there. But we know that wouldn't happen because we know probably a whole lot of fights break out down there. We know there's a whole lot of people driving drunk afterwards. And I remember when I used to go to the games back in the day, and one of the things they would say is, don't let a few fans ruin your experience. But they wasn't on the thing saying, we just don't know how to act down here. They were specifically saying it's a few people in this crowd that's not going to act right. Don't let that ruin your experience. I want us to adopt that. It's a few people who cause trouble where you go. Few black people, when you at a black event, a few black people might do something. Like just saying a minority, a minority could be 49%. It's like an extreme minority. A lot of times it's like less than 1%. It might be 2, 3, 4 people in a club with, I don't know, 100 people. I mean, I know that would be 4%, but you know what I'm saying? It's such a small amount. But then we was up in the club acting a fool. You can't take black people nowhere weed is. And no, it was 4 people. It was 4 people. Don't take that and apply it to everybody. And it's for more than just that. Remember we were talking about the whole if you run, you know what they're going to do if you run. We need to stop. If anything, that should be a private conversation. That should be a private conversation. This is just me. I think when you say that over and over and over, it's like, well, that's the expected outcome. And since that's the expected outcome, that means it's acceptable. And since it's acceptable, it's really not that wrong. But this is all I am attempting to change my mindset with all of this stuff. So I want us to change because, if I'm doing it, you should be doing it. Because you're better than me. You're better than me. Let me see. Somebody says, anybody watching the funeral? You know what? I thought about watching the funeral. I'm not watching the funeral. I'm not watching the funeral. I'm not. Typically, I don't go to funerals of people that I don't know or, know the people that are attached to those people. Like if I know you and I love you and your mom passed away, I'm going to show up to the funeral. I didn't know your mom, but I knew you and I know that you know what I'm saying, there's something about people being there with you, supporting you, that helps you make it through a lot of times. So if I don't know the person or know nobody connected to the person or have some sort of, really strong emotional attachment to the person, I typically don't go to a funeral. Actually, sometimes even if I do know the person, know people attached to the person and have a very strong emotional attachment, I still might not go to the funeral. Because again, the funeral is not for the person who's not here. They're not here. They can't see who's there. They can't, at least I hope when I die, if I die, I hope I'm not like sitting around watching to see who came to the funeral. In my mind, I'm in heaven. So I'm looking down. Oh, let me see. Where is Tina? She was watching my show all the time, and she ain't at my funeral. Oh man, where is so? You know what I'm saying? I hope that's not what I'm stuck doing for eternity. I hope I'm not sitting at my gravesite waiting for somebody to show up and talk to me. You know what I'm saying? I hope that stuff ain't really for me. It's for the person. People who go to grave sites and talk to people at the grave sites, that's for them. It makes them feel closer to the person there. But at least for me, I hope I'm not sitting wherever it is that I'm buried, waiting for somebody to come along and talk to me. So a lot of times I won't go to funerals anyway. But in this particular case, I'm not watching the funeral. I don't know how that would help anything. It wouldn't hurt, but I don't know how that would help anything. So for me, I made a decision. I made a decision. I'm not watching it. But I want to, I hope that his family is able to mourn and, say that kind of ceremonial final goodbye. Even though I know it would be kind of difficult, but it just feels, ooh, I'm peeking in on something that ain't for me. Peeking in on something that ain't for me. This is another one of those. I'm not against it if you do it. I'm not against it if you do it. Because the way I feel about a thing is not necessarily the way everybody else feels about a thing. So I'm not trying to make no hard rules for you. I'm saying this is me. This is me. Phyllis says, To each his or her own, man. You respect people's differences. I do. Well, I do too. I just finished saying that's me, but I think ain't everybody else. But yeah, I decided I wasn't gonna go. I did not see the video, or I wasn't gonna watch. I did not see the video of the double amputee running from the police and getting shot to death. That whole situation seems really weird to me. At some point, I'm gonna have to watch the video. Just because I don't understand it. Just because I don't understand it. Apparently he had a knife. I was listening to Lincoln Ware, and Lincoln Ware said something about they thought he was going to throw the knife at him or something. That might not be true. Lincoln Ware did say it. He'd be messing up a lot of stuff. But it sounds really weird. And you know, it's again, it's one of those things where I'm not one of these, oh, I want to see everybody's death video. But just to understand and be able to make a decision, like, and I don't know why, but I feel like I have to make a decision for me. Was that justified or was that not justified in my eyes? And sometimes you got to see it. And in this particular case, I kind of I need to see it. I need to see it. One thing we know for sure, or at least hopefully y'all know for sure now. Hopefully people know this for sure. Just because it says something in a police report or in any sort of official statement, a press conference or anything like that, just because that's what it says does not mean that is the truth. And so many people believe, well, the police said he's so-and-so and so. That don't necessarily mean it's true. I know a lot of people still believe it. Like, until they see something different, they automatically believe the police version or the official version. But some of the stuff I had to see for myself. Remember, George Floyd just had a medical incident and he died. That was in the report. I think they even, I don't want to say they held a press conference, but they, did, I think they do like a daily briefing or something like that. They did some sort of briefing, and that was mentioned at this briefing. A man died yesterday while he was being arrested. He had a medical emergency and he died. And then later on we see, the medical emergency was police officers kneeling on his neck for 9 minutes. And then remember, he was fighting the police over counterfeit, 20? That was the official story. Until it wasn't, because we saw video that would have never come to light. The official story here, Tyree Nichols, of course, he was doing some driving recklessly, tried to grab police officers' guns, exceptionally strong. Man, I've been to these videos, people would have believed that. He was probably on that stuff. They be strong on that stuff. Why did Rodney King get beat? He was driving 80 miles an hour in a Ford Escort or something like that. Remember? A lot of us believed that story. Rodney King might have been driving 55 for all we know and did nothing wrong. But we believe the story. We believe the official story. So I want us to begin to question the official story at all times. Y'all remember I got in trouble? I hate air quotes, but I do them so much. Maybe I don't hate them. Remember I got in trouble because I said, just because Joe Dieter said something happened, don't mean that it happened. And because everybody wanted to believe the story that Joe Dieter was telling, I was the bad guy. Because I said, I'm not saying it ain't true. I'm saying just because Joe Dieter said that this guy did this, that don't mean I accept Joe Dieter's story. Well, but he got all the evidence. Why wouldn't you believe him? He's Joe Dieter's. Those police had all the evidence until we found out that they was lying about evidence. Yeah, anybody else remember that? And I was like, Joe, really? I'm the bad guy because I said let's question everything Joe Dieter says. I'm the bad guy? And people calling up, cussing me out. You know what kind of trouble I got in. Stop. That man was cussing me out. Like every time he get a break at work, he was calling in. What you say about my people? You know, I'm like, bruh, I wasn't even talking about your people. I was talking about Dieters. So I just want us to start trying to be more critical thinkers. Also, apparently, wait a minute, what was that, Fame? So no, you know, T-Mad, he said it. I'm guessing there was a typo there. If you can resend, I would appreciate it. Resend and I'd appreciate it. But I want us to just start trying to be more critical thinkers. Some more critical thinkers. Just across the board. And I was saying, apparently, there's now the rumor, which people been spreading this rumor since day one. But apparently, the rumor is that Tyree Nichols was messing with one of the police officers' exes or something like that. And I'm like, I just, until I see some proof, which I'm not actually looking for, I imagine that it would have to come out. I don't believe rumors no more. No matter who telling me the rumor. I might listen to the rumor. I might ponder whether or not the rumor could be true, but I don't believe rumors no more. I don't believe rumors no more. So I don't know if he was messing with the dude's girlfriend or whatever, and I guess some of that comes from, in our minds, everything got to make sense. At least I know in my mind, I like when things make sense. And it doesn't make sense that, just out of nowhere? They snatched the dude out of his car, start beating him, he ran, and then they caught him and they beat him to death. That don't make sense to me. But it could happen. But I think what happened is, no, that don't make sense. So what could have happened? What could have happened? Maybe he was messing with somebody's girlfriend. That's the only way that it. And then in your mind, that makes sense. So now you've concocted something in your mind to make sense of a situation that's senseless. But believe it or not, I think some people and some things just don't make sense. Some things you'll never understand and it just won't make sense. So you don't have to necessarily come up with a story to make it make sense. And I do have to say this. A lot of people, sometimes I'm guilty of this, but only every once in a millennium. But sometimes I am guilty of logic just not, like, I really don't think that a lot of people understand logic and how to use it or even what it is. Because people just say stuff and you'll be like, that don't even make sense. But I don't know. That's just where I was with that. I do have to say, I'm jumping all over the place, but I only got like 20 more minutes and then I'm gone. How old am I? I'm 52. But there was a millennium that happened before, and then we just switched into a new millennium. So I've lived in two different millenniums. Means I've been wrong once, and it might happen again before I die. It might. If I die, it might happen again. So, yeah. Dwayne says, even if he was messing with somebody's ex, that's not worth changing your whole life. You in jail now, dummy. Didn't we just have a police officer charged with stalking? It's entirely plausible. Police use their authority for ill intent. It is plausible. It is plausible. I'm not saying it's not plausible. That wasn't what I was saying is not logical. I'm just, in general, there's a lot of things that happen that's not logical. A lot of things that happen that's not logical. But I'm not saying that one is implausible. I'm just saying I don't necessarily believe it until show me some proof of some sort. Tria says she late. Hey, Tria, you got like 20 minutes. I'm out of here at 4. For those of you who joined late, I'm leaving at 4. Maybe even a little bit before 4. A friend of mine who's the lighting director for AEW. I didn't even know that was his gig. I knew he used to do the lighting for WWE. And of course I met him doing, Gospel Superfest. But yeah, he said, hey, we're in Dayton doing AEW, and do you want to come up? I got you some tickets for Will Call, and once you get here, let me know, and I'll come and get you and give you a tour backstage, the production truck, everything. And I love production. Now that is something I'll take a picture. I'll take a picture in front of a console. Like, look at this console. That I'll do. But I won't necessarily take a picture with some dude. Kenneth, why are you such a hater, man? Why are you such a hater? You was wrong for killing the kittens. I wasn't. They brought it on themselves. 2, you was wrong talking. You was gonna ride a moped. I have a moped in there. I will be riding it. Big head mofo. I don't think my head is that big. It's like a normal size head. It might be misshapen, but it's a normal size head. You wrong a lot, and that's not true. That's just not true. You killed some kittens. The argument could be made that they committed suicide. Life wasn't worth living for them. And so they did some things. They brought some stuff on themselves. It's not worth revisiting. It's not worth revisiting. Oh. Hold on. There was something else that I wanted to talk about, but I can't think of what it is. I'm telling you, my mind is already in Dayton. My mind is already in Dayton. Kenny says, just joking, man. Yeah, I don't take that stuff serious. It's cool. Chris says, oh, no, I love animals. I do too. I love animals. And it's terrible when they make bad decisions. It's just terrible when they make bad decisions, and then they have to pay for their bad decisions. And I mean, sometimes you bring stuff on yourself. Let me see. 513-717-5464. I did hear the superintendent, Cincinnati Public School superintendent, and just based on what she said today, because I haven't met her, but based on what she said today, I kind of like her. Her, the way she processed information, she pushed back on some nonsense. Some stuff she said, okay, too, that was nonsense. Like Lincoln Ware threw out the idea that maybe if alumni come and with T-shirts that say alumni, that somehow that'll stop violence. And I'm like, and she's like, oh, that's a good idea. And I'm like, that's not a good idea. It's not a bad idea, but that's not a good idea. It's not a good idea. You really think the people who show up, the police are there, other adults are there, and they start being violent right in front of the police? Oh, because he got on a blue shirt to say alumni. Hey, we can't do nothing. There's an old dude with a blue shirt on to say alumni. We can't do nothing. That don't make sense. Of course that's not. And Lincoln, that's the key. That's the key. That is not the key. That is not the key. I'm not saying that it would hurt anything to have more people there who are responsible and who care about, whatever, the school, the whatever. I'm not saying that would hurt anything, but that ain't gonna stop people who want to be violent from being violent. Look, I knock you to, oh, I'm sorry. It's an old dude over there with a blue shirt on that say alumni. Let me stop before he comes shaking over here. Y'all better stop it. That ain't gonna do nothing. They'll beat the dookie out of a police officer. What make you think they won't beat the dookie out of some old dude in a colored shirt? But go ahead, try it. I think we should encourage Lincoln Ware to get a blue turtleneck and get alumni printed on it. I'll even print him the shirt. He got to bring me the turtleneck. I ain't going to buy no turtleneck. He got to bring me the turtleneck. I will print alumni on it, and we can send him to the games, and violence will never happen again. Because that's the key. That's the key. That ain't no damn key. And when he over there trying to break up fights, end up screaming for Jimmy the Vet again. Jimmy the Vet ain't going to be there to help your old ass this time. Them young boys will whoop you and Jimmy the Vet. That's the key. No damn key. I think that's one of the only things I disagree with her about. So that's a good idea. That's not a good idea. It's an idea. It is an idea. It's not one of the good ones. That falls in that category. You got bad ideas, you got good ideas, and then you got somewhere in between where they're just ideas. That was just one of those. That was just one of those. And then Lincoln was clowning on me earlier today about my situation with the teacher. And I'm not really going to get into it. But here's what I'll say. Lincoln clowns me, and I'm comfortable with that. Believe it or not, Lincoln has earned the right to clown me about some stuff. He has. He can say some inappropriate stuff to me, and I'll take it, and I'll, take a shot back at him. Or sometimes I'll just laugh, because Lincoln Ware is hilarious. Lincoln Ware has earned the right. How did he earn it? Lincoln Ware dealt with me for 21 years? 21 years of me giving Lincoln the business, giving him grief, attacking him over stuff, mocking him over stuff, laughing at him over stuff, raising his blood pressure and lowering his blood pressure. You know what I'm saying? Helping him and, not helping him. Just 20-something years of everything that we do, our back and forth. He's earned the right to mock me about some stuff. He has. But just because Lincoln earned that right don't mean everybody got that right. Well, I just said what Lincoln said. You ain't Lincoln. You ain't Lincoln. You can't say everything Lincoln can say. I'm certain there are things that I say to Lincoln Ware that nobody else says to Lincoln Ware. And Lincoln be thinking, why would this fool say that to me? But I say it. And he just take it and laugh about it or get mad about it or whatever. Just don't be confused. Just because Lincoln say something don't mean you can say it and get away with it. That's all I'm really saying. Hold on, let me go to the phone. CK.
Hey, Mr. Livingston, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing good.
Man, hey, that's what I forgot to tell you, man, when I talked to you earlier this week. Them Bengals, man, that shit hurt. That shit hurt, boy.
Why?
Man, I'm a huge Bengals fan, man. The way we lost on the last play.
We didn't lose. They lost.
Yeah, you right. Hey, that's what I was. Yeah, you right. You was right. Your dialogue. You right. But that's how we be feeling. We, the fans, be feeling like a part of. I'm a Bengal fan, so it's we. Yeah, I ain't part of the team, but I'm a fan.
Well, but see, I think maybe become less emotionally invested in it. I saw a post today, CK. Somebody made this make perfect sense, at least to me. They said, all right, you all bent out of shape and hurt because the Bengals lost. But after the game, they probably went home, they cleaned out their lockers, and went to their $1 million mansions. Now, you still hurt because they lost the game and stressed because they lost the game. They ain't stressed about you not being able to pay your Duke bill.
Right. Hey, you ain't lying, man. You right about that. That do help you feel better. When you start, like you said, when you get back in reality, you get off the high and you get back into life, like you said, that shit don't mean nothing. But you right, because I'm arguing with this guy on the internet. He got a live stream like this, and he going off talking about Kobe, right?
All right.
So I say, who the fuck is Kobe? He hung up on me and then went on a rant. You know what I mean? I'm like, he ain't never gave you $5. He ain't gave you a bus, a metro bus pass. Ain't did nothing. But you looking at him like your father. But like you said, he wouldn't give you $20 if you was on fire. And that's how we do these victims too. The victims the same way. When these people die and they be in the news, we act like we so compassionate and care so much. But in reality, people don't even care about you while you're here. But let you get killed or something, then you be a memorial, like a George Floyd. Well, imagine when you be in the afterlife and he looking at all this, he like, damn, where was y'all when I needed y'all? I wish I had this support when I was alive.
All right. Well,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but,
I understand.
But the Bengals, but I appreciate what you said, because I would have talked shit anyway. I was waiting for them to win the Super Bowl so I could talk shit to you for boycotting. So you think I can't take my reprimand?
Wait,
'Cause we lost?
hold on. Wait, why would you be talking stuff to me because they won the Super Bowl?
I was gonna be like, thank you. Well, you remember I was telling you, like, man, thank you for boycotting. Ever since you started boycotting, we started winning. I was like, man, your boycott is what we needed.
Well, that's not necessarily true. There were a number of years of mediocrity while I was boycotting.
Yeah, but they got good. When you left, they got good.
Well, again, here,
They got,
look, somebody text me. Somebody text me and they said they're never watching the NFL again because, was it Troy Aikman almost said the N-word? Somebody almost said the N-word. And I said, well,
and that's gonna make them stop.
that's what they said. They're not going to stop. But I said, from my perspective, I've kind of rethought it. And here's where I am on the NFL. I will not be watching the NFL again until Colin Kaepernick get a gig or until there is a black franchise owner, not minority franchise owner, majority franchise owner. If there's a black man or woman who can say, I own this team, I watch and support of that black owner. Now, was it Denver? I don't remember if it was Denver. I think Denver and the dude that do Star Wars, George Lucas's wife, is one of the minority owners, but the Walmart people are the majority owners. I think I got that right.
George Lucas got a black wife?
Yes.
Salute to him.
Yeah, they've been together for a long time. But
Right.
she's one of the minority owners of the team. But the majority owners are the Walton family, the people who own Walmart.
Okay.
And I'm like, that don't get me. And you know, I if she was the majority owner, yes,
You will watch.
Yeah.
So you take either or, Colin Kaepernick or a black owner, we get
Yeah.
Livingston back.
Yes.
Now, this is what I want to ask you. Because, you know, we was all with you, but you still standing tall on this boycott. But should you get credit for boycotting? Like, okay, if you started back, you say, okay, my boycott is over. Do you think you should get credit for the time you boycotted?
What do you mean credit?
Nah, because a lot of times people say, see, look at you right back watching football. But damn, I took 3 years off. Can I get me some credit? I still took a stand.
Oh, I don't care what people say. Look, if I decided this week that I'm gonna watch the Super Bowl, I wouldn't care what nobody had to say about it. I'm not boycotting for CK or for Fame or for Wyatt or for, you know, anybody. I'm boycotting for me. And when I decide, I don't care what nobody had to say. I thought you wasn't watching. I wasn't, but I am now. So I don't need credit because I don't have to answer to anybody for what I'm doing. Remember, I don't know if you remember this. I told people for a long time, I didn't shop. There's a little place up here called Micro Center. It's a wonderful place to go to if you like, you know, electronics and different things like that. They got a whole lot of everything. But I boycotted Micro Center for a good 4, maybe 5 years. 4, maybe 5 years. I didn't go there because they followed me around the store one day and I didn't like it. So I just didn't go. And people would be like, you know, oh, I need so-and-so from Micro Center. I'm not going to Micro Center. I'm not buying anything from Micro Center. I'll order it online, pay a little more, then go to Micro Center. But then one day I decided, okay, let me go back to Micro Center. I didn't have to answer to nobody. I made a decision.
You just, for no reason.
For no reason what?
You just no reason. It wasn't nothing that happened that made you go. But you got demands to come back to the NFL. Like you need a Colin Kaepernick or an owner, but Micro Center didn't have to do nothing. You just say, I'm going back.
Yeah, I felt like, from my perspective, I achieved what I wanted to achieve. And all I wanted to achieve was to not support the company that allowed a person to follow me around the store for no reason. I felt they lost enough money. Now, like Janice is saying here, nobody knew or cared that I was boycotting Micro Center. Because again, I wasn't doing it for Micro Center. I was punishing Micro Center lost 5 years of money from me. That's what they lost.
Thousands of dollars.
They didn't
That's
know.
thousands.
Actually, yes, thousands of dollars. But I spend a lot of money in electronics and stuff like that. So
Yep.
yes, they
Yep.
lost thousands of dollars because of that. They actually apologized to me at the store because the way that everything worked was dude start following me. I peeped him out. He was following me. So I start following him. And so everywhere he went, I went. And he was trying to run and hide from me eventually. And then he ended up going back in the employee section behind the little door. And I stood there at the little employees only door waiting. And then finally somebody was like, "Is something we can help you with?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I need to know why that dude was following me." "I don't know what you're talking about."
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. He got on the Michigan hoodie. He's whatever tall, gray beard. That dude. Why was he following me?
He was making sure you wasn't going to steal nothing.
And then eventually the manager came and apologized. And, I'm not sure that he was following you, but if you felt like you were being followed, then we apologize. And I'm like, but what did I do? I just need to know what I did to be followed. Was it he just saw a black dude in the store with a hoodie on and decided, oh, that's a potential criminal. Let me follow him. And I mean, we had a whole conversation about it, and dude wouldn't come out. They still pretending like they didn't know who I was talking about. I knew who he was. I saw him walk in the employees area. He's y'all little security dude. So for me,
but
5 years, they didn't get no money from me. Even though they had apologized, I felt like I had to punish them for a minute, whether they knew it or not.
But see, Emanuel, I just want to know, because, you didn't start this boycott on your own, but then as time went on, now you one of the minorities still standing strong. And a lot of people have left the boycott and came back to the NFL. You know what I mean? So what do you think of them people that used to boycott with you, but they not boycotting no more?
People have a right to do whatever they feel like doing. If they might have looked at it and said, hey, we were boycotting in hopes that Colin Kaepernick would get a fair shot, but we see he's never gonna get a fair shot, so let's just move on. I'm doing it for a reason, and then once I see that reason no longer is plausible, then what's the sense in doing it? Some people have that mindset, and who am I to tell them they're wrong? Like, that's how they feel. You have a right to do what you want to do for you, and you don't have to answer to me. So that's how I feel about it. They did what they felt like worked for them. That's it.
But now the boycott, only thing bad about it, because I boycotted too. I wanted Kaepernick in there, so I lost 2 years. But coming back off the boycott, you lost in the sauce. You lost it because now the whole dynamic, it's like missing 2 seasons of a show. That's how it is. You don't know who these guys is, and you know what I mean? But luckily, I came back right on the Bengals reign with the draft of Chase. Jamar Chase?
Well, I don't know that it'll matter. It's football. So if I end up coming back, I can go to a high school football game right now and not know any of the players. It's football. I'll know who the quarterback is. He's throwing the ball. I'll know who's running the ball. I'll be able to look at the team and assess, what I do and what I don't like. And it ain't that hard. It's football.
Yeah, because all you're really looking for is the next great, the what they call a supreme legacy, the greatest. You're looking for like the greatest of all time, like people that got to see LeBron in high school. You know what I mean? Kobe. You got to see people like that, and that's why you watch sports, to see the supreme legacy, the competition. You know what I mean?
I'm going tomorrow. I'm going to Indiana tomorrow to root against LeBron James and the Lakers.
Are you serious?
Yes, but CK, I got to run. We can maybe follow this up on Friday. I got to go to Dayton.
Yes, sir.
Take it easy. All right, that's CK. Hey, y'all, I got to get out of here. Got to make my way up to Dayton. AEW Dynamite. Girl, Jade Cargill, she should be there. Let's see what happens. And get a tour of the goings-on The production, the lighting, the sound, the TV truck, and the switchers, and I get a backstage look at all of that. I got to get ready to get out of here. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Again, I will not be here tomorrow. I'll be rooting against LeBron James and the Lakers. And that's that. That's the whole story. I hope something amazing and life-changing happens to you today, because it's about to happen to me. I'm about to have myself a good time, me and Mrs. Livingston. I think I'm more excited about the backstage tour than I should be. I want to look at the cameras. I want to see which lenses they're using. I want to know what settings are they using on the camera. I need to know how bright. What's what f-stop are they? I need to know all of that stuff. I'm more excited about all the backstage stuff than I am about the wrestling show. And I'm pretty excited about the wrestling show too. So I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Until next time, it's been the Afternoon Experiment. I'm Emanuel Livingston. I'm out, y'all. Peace.